Former South African President Jacob Zuma is set to appear in Durban High Court to face charges related to a year-old $2.5 billion arms deal. Zuma faces 16 charges, including fraud, racketeering and corruption stemming from the deal. This is far from his first time in court facing charges of corruption. CGTN's Rene has more on Zuma's history in court.
Jacob Zuma was fired as Deputy President of South Africa in 2005 after his then political advisor Schabir Shaik was found guilty of soliciting bribes on Zuma's behalf. In 2007, Zuma was ordered to stand trial on numerous charges of fraud, corruption and racketeering. But the charges were dropped in 2009 amid claims of a so-called political conspiracy against him. And Jacob Zuma went on to become president of South Africa a few months later. His presidency was mired in controversy, scandal and allegations of state capture to enrich himself and his family. But he always maintained his innocence and simply laughed off accusations.
It has become, in fact, the hallmark of your presidency to deny all involvement in hugely controversial and potentially corrupt matters, only for it to emerge much later that you had, in fact, been intimately involved. This occurred in the Nkanda scandal, where you were denied involvement from the beginning, only for it to be later found out that you were in fact involved.
Nothing was ever found that I was involved in anything, except that it was my house that was being built. That's all. That's the involvement. So I want to correct that, honorable member, because you in a sense plant things that are not true. I know no transaction of anything that you counted involving the member of my family. I know nothing about it. Nothing. And I say it now, I will say it in future.
After relentless pressure from civil society and opposition political parties for Zuma's head to roll, he was recalled by the African National Congress and forced to step down in February this year. All eyes are now on the High Court here in Durban, in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, believed to be a stronghold of Jacob Zuma, who has long been calling for his day in court. Fraud, corruption, money laundering and racketeering charges Zuma faces relate to South Africa's now infamous multi-billion rand arms deal, in which he has been implicated together with his co-accused French arms company Thales for over a decade. Rene, Carme, CGTN, Durban, South Africa.
Let's now cross to Durban, where Rene Carme is standing by with more details. Rene, we understand that the former president's supporters have planned an overnight vigil outside the court tonight. Has it started yet? What's the latest?
Well, I'm at the Durban High Court where all the action will take place tomorrow. Yes, the vigil was due to take place here at the court, but that venue has now changed. It's being held at a nearby park. It is getting underway as we speak, and it will go well into the night. People have been calling on their supporters from around the country and around the province of KwaZulu-Natal to come out and support Jacob Zuma. They say they want to show their support for him tomorrow, and they also want to express their anger. They believe that he is not guilty of all the charges he faces, and they say that the government have now tried to isolate him. They say first he was kicked out of government, then he was charged. Now they're trying to isolate him and may even end up not paying his legal fees. So they want to show their support to let Jacob Zuma know that he is not alone. However, many who have supported Jacob Zuma in his rise to power, like the labor unions, like COSATU, say they will not be here to support Jacob Zuma officially tomorrow, although some people may be here in their personal capacities. So lots of excitement and tension as the big day finally arrives. Jacob Zuma, after many years, having his day in court, the day that he claims he has been waiting for nearly a decade.
Rene, what more can you tell us about the charges Zuma is set to face?
Well, it's difficult to tell you more at this stage. As you know, he faced numerous charges, nearly 800 charges back in the day. Now we are looking at 16 charges: fraud, corruption, money laundering, racketeering, tax evasion. So those are the charges. That's what we know at this stage. We have to look at what comes out of the court case tomorrow. Surely it will be a very brief appearance by Jacob Zuma and Thales, the arms manufacturer, the French arms manufacturer, who is his co-accused in this matter. So right now we can't tell you much more than what we know. These are the charges, and finally they are being brought, and Jacob Zuma and his legal team will have to face these charges. No turning back at this point.
Now, the former president has survived several legal battles. What are experts saying are his chances this time around?
Sorry, I didn't hear you very well.
Rene, I'm saying Jacob Zuma has survived several legal battles in the past, but this time around, what are experts saying are his chances?
Well, experts are saying for a man who has claimed that he has been wanting his day in court, he certainly has done everything that he possibly could, according to them, to drag this legal process through the courts, using millions and millions of rands of taxpayers' money over the years. They say that this time around, they are hoping that there will be a closer move so that people will see that there is justice for Jacob Zuma. Many are saying that the charges that he faces look as though they are quite damning at this stage. And given all that has preceded and led up to this case, up to this point, his chances don't look very strong right now. So they say they hope that there will be justice and there will ultimately be closure in this matter, which has really dragged on, not only during his pregnancy, but well before that as well.
All right, Rene, we appreciate you talking to us. Thank you very much.